Hare Krishna, my dear Prabhus and Matajis. Good morning. If you could hear me, isang like naman dyan. If you could see me as well. Awesome. Thank you, Chantal, Rizal, Charles. I don't know if alam niyo yung tumutugtog just before we started. That's George Harrison from the Beatles. Yan. Pag di nyo alam yon, meron tayong generation gap. Although baka magkaedad lang tayo. Pero yung before nun, that was Willow Smith chanting mantras. Yeah, si Johnny V, saka si Willow Smith, sabi ni Janine. Yes. And just recently was, before that, I played Kula Shaker. 90s band naman yun, kaya medyo, ayun talaga old school. Old school na sa atin siguro. So of course, yeah, my sweet lord, sabi ni Kaiser. You love music. Maraming pa. Alam ko meron din kanta yung Eraserheads about Hare Krishna. May siningit na rin yung song. And the classic Filipino rock, mga Sampagita. Yeah, next time, papatugtog tayo. Naging radio station, ano. So of course, gusto natin simulan palagi yung ating um, spiritual activities, our yoga, in the mood of request, in the mood of humility. And we will start that by chanting the invocation mantras and paying our respects sa ating mga spiritual teachers. Om Magyana Timirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhuvya eva cha Patitanam pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivashadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So if you could see, this second mantra is pertaining to Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Siya yung nag-translate ng Sanskrit scriptures into English. So siya yung ating may spiritual master, siya yung spiritual master ng spiritual master ko. So it comes, siya yung spiritual lolo. So he is considered as and addressed as Nirvisesha Sunyavadi. He destroyed the philosophy of impersonalists and Mayavadis. Impersonalists, those who remove Krishna in the spirituality, remove the supreme. Ang kala nilang spirituality lang is yung light or nothingness. And even yung Mayavadis, Sunyavadis, those who are in full um, delusion of themselves na meron silang onting mystic powers, they will think themselves, I am God, beyond everything. So these are not forms of humility, and this is also a challenge in intellect. That's why the vigorous study ng um, Vedas or scriptures is required, especially those who practice yoga, lalo na yung mga yoga teachers. So we want to really go deeper. Not just skill set na nagpa-practice ng at sa yoga mat. We should know how deep it is. Marami ako kilalang yoga teachers na they're not really well flexible or magaling in asanas, but they're deeply rooted spiritually and they could really connect sa mga tao. Yung hearts nila madali kumonekta sa iba. That is because yung practice nila, not just yung asanas, but also their lifestyle is very different. Yung practice nila, spirituality is so deep as well. And they're connected to the guru and teachers, guru and the students relationship. So, next time, papag-usapan natin si Vanchakalpatarubiascha. This is pertaining as a respect to everyone sa ating mga classmates. But, since medyo matagal na tayo huling nag-essence of Bhagavad Gita, onting recall tayo sa ating ears. Sobrang importante yung ears natin because this is 24 hours na nag-work yung hearing natin. Kahit tulog tayo, we will hear our alarms, even yung unconscious person or bedridden or nakakoma, madalas and mostly gumagana yung hearing nila. And also, this is where we will receive yung spiritual knowledge through hearing. Sabi nga, it is just like drinking the nectar from Krishna being passed down to the guru and disciple hanggang umabot ngayon. We're drinking the nectar through our ears. And it will not be satisfied just like fire. Yung fire, hindi siya satisfy na, oy, saka ano na ako, isang puno na nasunog ko, no. The more na marami ka i-feed sa fire, the more na mas makakainin ng fire. Same thing with our longing in spiritual knowledge, in spirituality. Habang we're going deeper, habang we're trying to understand much more in spirituality, habang nag-unfold yung mga realizations natin as the time goes by, hindi mo masasabing, tapos na ako mag-aaral. Tapos na yung course ni Radhacharan. Tapos na. The more ka pa mag-hunker na mag-hunker. That is spirituality. Yung dosage mo, unlimited dosage. Ears. That's how we receive the spiritual knowledge. Because yung knowledge na to is coming from Krishna. It is not just, hindi mo matatrace to na estimated or since 2,000 or 5,000 years ago, no? It is eternal. It was written 5,000 years ago. It was written. Pero thousands and millions of years before that, and even different cycles of universes, that education, the one we're discussing, is the same. Hindi magbabago yon that we are not the body, we're the spirit soul. Kahit 100 years, 200 years, 100,000 years after our lifetime, same pa rin yung philosophy na yon. We are still the spirit soul. And it's coming from Krishna. Kaya ayun yung accurate understanding. We should learn this from this disciplic succession na hindi watered down or nahaluan ng kung ano-ano just to be famous or basta bumenta yung libro. It is being preserved by those who practice this one and being practiced then para mas mapasa na mas effectively. It was also discussed yung difference ng Godhead sa demigods. Demigods, basically, they are human beings, a higher grade, a higher version. They were born that way because they have different roles. They have mystic material powers, but still they are not Godhead. Para lang merong isang normal na nag-work saka may presidente. So, meron siyang responsibilities, meron siyang influence, may power siya. Pero he's also a part and parcel of Krishna, a soul, but in the body of a demigod. But Godhead, otherwise, means fountainhead or sa kanya nanggaling lahat, even yung mga demigods. All the souls, all the planets, and everything. Spiritual and material world galing sa kanya. So that's accurate understanding. It's not to be mistaken. Removing of reactions, we have three. Karma is the good karma. V karma is the bad karma, para hindi niyo makalimutan. And akarma, that's Krishna consciousness. You do something good, you have karma, you will receive good things, good reactions. This lifetime or next lifetimes. You did something not really that good, or um, they call it bad karma. We will receive bad reactions. Maybe hindi this lifetime, it could be in the next lifetimes. So meron na tayo nare-receive ngayon, good and bad, ta's di natin maalala, "O teka lang, parang wala naman ako ginawa nung mga bata ako or hindi naman ako naging masama nung bata ako." We may did this previous lives. Ta's pwedeng patong-patong siya ta's this is nangyayari. Minsan may collective karma din as a whole. Gano'n kagaling mag-arrange yung law of nature. May collective karma. So a big group of people or living entities will receive that kind of reaction because in different lifetimes, in different time, ginawa ng mga tao yon or ng soul yon before. Tapos ma-receive nila sabay-sabay. So, the law of nature is fair. So, we want to remove the reaction by doing Krishna conscious activities o akarma. It is the only way to break the cycle of birth and death. Kasi paikot-ikot tayo. Pag natigil yung karma, we will go to directly to Krishna, sa abode ni Krishna, spiritual world. Or Vrindavan, or Vraj. We call it Vraj. So, dahil may ganito, we must seek truth by the knowledge of Krishna consciousness or Jnana Yoga through the spiritual teachers because it is being passed down. So welcome sa ating session 6.1 kasi may 6.2 later. 2 chapters tayo today. Mabilis lang naman to. Chapter 5, same siya nung title nung chapter 3, Karma Yoga. But this one is Action in Krishna Consciousness. So chapter 3 is Karma Yoga, the activities. Chapter 4 is Transcendental Knowledge, yung nalalaman in aral. Then chapter 5 is pag kinumbay mo yung chapter 3 sa chapter 4. With the knowledge, you must do the action. So, action in Krishna consciousness. Kaya, ang ating acronym is STEP. In this chapter, Krishna is giving step by step paano mo gagawin yung knowledge na yun, na natutunan mo. In the first conversation in this chapter, si Arjuna lagi siya nalilito. Kasi si Krishna magbibigay ng mga examples, ng extreme examples, para hindi nagawa ni Arjuna. Tapos nalito si Arjuna. No? He wants clarification. Oh Krishna, first of all, you asked me to renounce work. And then again, you recommend work with devotion. Now, will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial? Laging tanong to. Renounce work, tapos gagawin mo pa rin. Pero paano re-renounce? Paano ko ma-renounce yung money, Radhacharan? Yung trabaho ko, nasa bangko ako. Laging money, tapos siyempre may sweldo. Same thing yung question ni Arjuna. He wants to be renounced dun sa attachment niya sa mga families, yung attachment niya sa fame, dun sa work. Pero sabi sa akin ni Krishna, hindi ka pwede tumakas, you must fight in the war. Gawin mo yung duty mo, pero renounce ka. So sabi ni Arjuna, which is better and beneficial? Renouncement or work with devotion? Sabi ni Krishna, both are good for liberation. Lahat, pareho yan, is good. But work in devotion is better than renunciation of work. So kung natandaan nyo, renunciation or tiyaga, kasi pwede siya maging immature sannyas or immature spiritualist. lalayasan na lang niya, mag-escape na lang siya sa responsibility. Iwanan niya yung family niya, iwanan yung work, mag-yoga na lang ako sa kuweba. Or hindi na siya magiging relevant sa family niya. Wala na siyang responsibilities. A lot of people are becoming a victim of this immature renunciation or immature spiritualism. They just knew something, then without further studying it, without a teacher, apply na nila sa buhay nila. But nagiging sandali lang yon. And babalik ulit sila sa old self nila kasi they will not feel satisfied. In comparison, there is complete renunciation or yukta vairagya or dovetailing. Just like yung swadharma and yung dharma. George Harrison was a musician. He used that talent and skills and influence niya to share Krishna consciousness to others. Directly nagawa niya yun. May artists, yung nakikita niyo sa mga books ninyo, they painted illustrations about Krishna, the talent and skills they could use. Sometimes, indirectly, pwedeng gamitin yon. Rather tsara nun, working in the office, tapos may product kami, tapos di naman ginagamit sa temple yung product namin. How could I um, dovetail it to my spirituality? The money that we will receive from work, yung money is a manifestation of our time and energy. So, dapat alam natin paano gagamitin yung money. We don't want to waste this just for sense gratification or just impulsive buying lang. We should use this to elevate our spirituality or to even help para ma-elevate din yung iba. To maintain your loved ones, your family, and not to waste it in other abominable activities or just intoxication. So you know, not just yung work, pati yung result ng work. Kailangan ma-dovetail siya. Directly, pwede rin gamitin yon. If you're a good cook, you can cook for in the temple, or you can distribute prasadam or spiritualized food. If you love to speak, pwede ka mag-Zoom classes. If you're a yoga teacher, pwede mong gawing introduction yung yoga asanas to bhakti yoga, which is ayun talaga yung process. Ay hindi ituro ni Krishna. That is an introduction to bhakti yoga. That is the ladder. So pwedeng tulungan natin yung ibang tao na mabilis dun sa ladder na yon. Parang elevator, parang escalator sila. Kasi ladder pa rin yung gusto nilang gawin, pero mas mabilis because there are association. So these are the difference nung renunciation of work or immature renunciation versus dun sa complete renunciation, which is dovetailing. Bakit complete renunciation pero ginagawa mo pa rin? Ayun yung pinaka way para masukat kung renounce ka when it is still there. Kapag tumigil ka na sa isang vice or isang bisyo, pwedeng sabihin mo hindi ka makapag-yosi kasi uh, quarantine eh, lockdown, wala kang mabili, wala kang money. Pero pag may chance, ano yung mangyayari? Gagawin mo ba siya uli? Or you just grab it without even thinking? Versus, yung tumigil na magsigarilyo, kahit marami siyang sigarilyo sa paligid niya, hindi niya hinahawakan, hindi niya tinatouch. Kahit nasa paligid niya yun. That is complete renunciation. You're working pero you're not attached to it, to the result. Pero you're working, you're doing your job, your responsibilities really well. More than pa dun sa dati. More than pa dun sa mga incomplete renunciant. Pero yung heart mo, you know, this is energy of Krishna. I can use it to serve. Even people, these are also part and parcel of Krishna, these people that I love. You don't have to think you own them. You don't have to think you must control them. Ma-influence mo yung thinking nila. But you can love them by accepting them and also sharing something that could help them spiritually. If hindi nila gawin yon, you'll be detached. So you can do many ways, pero kung anong result na gawin nila, Hindi ka emotionally ma-heartbroken or magkadrama kasi hindi sila gano'n. So that's detachment. You will still do your work with love. Pero kung ano yung maging result niya, we will be detached. Hindi ibig sabihin, wala tayong responsibilidad. We will talk more and further about it. That is actually the Bhagavad Gita. How to apply this in our daily lives. Pero sabi nga ni Krishna, you must stay in the world. Ayun yung letter S natin. So, sino nung nakakaalam kung ano yung bulaklak na to? You can type, patingin nga. Hindi ko alam kung may nakikita. Sa Philippines, may mga nakikita ko dito. Pero sobrang bihira. Yes, this is the lotus flower. Sa India, madalas ako makakita na ito. Pero maraming lotus flower na hindi na existing ngayon. Yung nasa scriptures, may mga 1,000 petals lotus. Pero konti na lang yung meron ngayon. Saka hindi na ganun kabango. Yung scriptures, miles and miles, maamoy mo na rin yung lotus. Dito ilang meters na lang. As the time goes by, nag-iiba yung characteristic ng nature, even ng tao. So lotus have a very special characteristic. Nabubuhay siya sa reservoir of water. Madalas, steady water siya. May meaning daw si role. We will explain further. Yung lotus, nabubuhay sa mga reservoir of water. Madalas, yung water na yun steady lang. It's not moving. Minsan, madumi pa yung water na yun, maputik, kasi it's not moving. Malumot. Pero, yung lotus may kakaibang characteristic. Even yung water sobrang dumi, the lotus flower will not be contaminated. It will always be pure. It means, lotus flower means purity. Kahit he's growing, thriving sa water na yon, hindi siya nakakontaminate na yun. So yung leaves, nakikita nyo, that separates the water from the lotus. That's his characteristics. Bakit ito yung perfect example dito? Na sinasabi ni Krishna, you must stay in the world. As a complete renunciate, hindi ibig sabihin you're gonna live in a temple, you're gonna go to India, or you're gonna live in a cave, or in the forest. Pure ka na kasi wala kang connection sa mga tao sa labas. No. You can live in the temple, you can go into India, you can be in the cave or whatsoever, be secluded, but your mind could be on a sense object, thinking of lusty things or thinking of material things, attachment, thinking of money. Even inside the temple, pwede mong gawin yon. Pero those who practice complete renunciation, kahit nandun sila sa gitna ng battlefield, nakipaglaban si Arjuna, kailangan niya pumatay ng mga kalaban. He must think of Krishna. In application, we are in different situations in our lives, different responsibilities. Pero, the question is, ano yung intention? And ano yung consciousness natin habang ginagawa yon? If we're doing our sadhana, we're remaining spiritually strong, we are chanting, we're doing the bhakti yoga, studying the scriptures, having the association, the influence of the material world, the material energy, could not easily affect us. Parang ginagawa ng lotus. Kahit nasa pond siya, hindi siya nakakontaminate. It's easier said than done, pero that's the process of sadhana or bhakti yoga. Even you're living inside or in the middle of sa city, na lahat ng influence natin nakikita, lahat advertisement, lahat nasa paligid natin is so materialistic. But if you're doing your sadhana strong, you're chanting, you're reading, you're studying, your service, you can be just like a lotus, continuously being pure without being affected by others. So that's actually Yukta Vairagya or complete renunciation. We must be a lotus. Kung napapansin nyo palaging pag may demigods, may lotus sa ibaba. Lahat ng image, spiritually palagi may lotus because this symbolizes purity. Not being elitista na, ay, wag ka sumama sa amin kasi hindi ka may practice, hindi ka vegetarian or hindi ka nag-yoga. No, kahit sino na sa paligid natin, we could remain pure if we continue to practice our sadhana. Kaya ganun siya ka-importante. Kaya ganun ko kayo kinukulit palagi. Have you chanted your rounds? How's your rounds? How's your reading? Because it will make us stronger spiritually. Hindi tayo basta-basta maapektuhan sa paligid ng problems, ng challenges. Of course, harapin natin yon. Walang tatakasan dun sa mga responsibilities. Pero if you're in the right state, spiritual state, mas madali mo siya harapin na mas maayos. Mas klaro yung thinking mo. Kasi you're remaining pure. Paano mangyayari yon? You're gonna be connected. We should be connected sa mga taong practicing or pure then. It's not we're not pure, then we connect to pure people, those spiritual teachers, tas magiging impure sila, no. Mahahawa tayo ng purity because we will apply it in our daily lives. So that's how we will stay in the world. We will not escape. Oh, Radha Charan, ginawa ko yung sinasabi mo, nag-renounce na ako, nag-resign na ako sa work. Tapos mag-shave na ako ng buhok, tapos pupunta na ako sa India. Sabi, it's not that. Remain there, just like Arjuna. You have to fight. We have our own battles. Iba-ibang battlefield yung meron tayo dyan. Diba? Sa kusina ba yung battlefield mo? Sa yoga mat, sa office? Diba? Sa field, iba-iba yung battlefield natin. Tanong, ano yung consciousness mo habang ginagawa mo yun? So stay in the world, sabi ni Krishna. And that's actually a big and honest advice. Yung letter T natin, mabilis na to, dire-diretso. Letter T is treat doers. It will be a foolish thinking if we will just think na tayo lang yung cause ng nangyayari sa paligid. Sabi nga walang incident. Lahat is arrangement ni Krishna. So may three doers. The soul, us, could have desires. Kung ano yung desire mo, you will receive it. Sabi nga nila yung mga modern law of attraction. Yeah. Diba? Kung anong thinking natin. If you desire to have just sex and sex and sex, hindi mo makuha ngayon yun. Next life, bibigay sa'yo ng law of nature yon. Bigay sa'yo yung body ng isang bunny, ng rabbit, or ng dove. Buong activities mo, gagawin mo lang yun. Diba? Dire-diretso siya. If you want to just sleep and sleep and sleep, next life, pwede ka maging bear. 6 months, pwede ka mag-hibernate. Yeah. So, bibigay sa'yo ng law of nature. So, yung material nature. With our desire, alam ni Krishna lahat ng desire natin kahit di mo sabihin. He's inside our hearts as well. He can give sanction sa material nature para ibigay sa atin yon. The material nature will fulfill. So, three doers. If Krishna doesn't want to fulfill your desire, hindi mangyayari. If gusto niya mangyari yung desire mo, hindi mangyayari. So there are three doers. We cannot just foolishly think na tayo yung cause ng nangyayari. Maraming tao masipag, pero hindi sila basta-basta magiging mayaman or successful. Ang dami ko kailang hardworking ng mga tao. Diba? Yung kamay nila kalyo na nagkaroon ng kamay. Sobrang sipag nila. Yung work ethics nila kakaiba. Pero hindi sila palagi nagiging mayaman or successful materially. Pero marami ka makilala. Easy lang. Pinanganak lang sa mayaman. Pinana lang to. Konting work lang niya. May influence ka agad. Or pinanganak siya maganda. Iba yung influence niya. Of course, dinisa rin niya yung dating buhay niya. Or may ginawa siya para ma-receive yun. Pero iikot pa rin. Malalaman ni Krishna. And bibigay siya ng sanction sa material nature para gawin. Yung law of nature. This is also the material nature. So, just like karma, good and bad, ikot din siya. So, Krishna doesn't directly do it. He have his energy that can do these things. Siya nga yung Supreme Personality of God. May galing siya mag-delegate ng tasks. So may three doers. If we just think, tayo lang yon, we are being in a false ego. Putting the life na tayo yung sentro ng buhay, ng universe. So we must acknowledge Krishna and his energy, the material nature. This is Hara. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. He is the energy of Krishna. So sa step, there is the equal vision, letter E. In the 5th chapter, 18th verse, the humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana. Brahmana is a priest or a monk, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater or outcast. So we are learning that we're the soul, we're not the body. Nasa heart, nakalagtamba yung tayo. Then si Krishna kasama natin dyan as the super soul, incarnation niya. He is an incarnation of Krishna, Vishnu. So apat yung kamay niya, that's Vishnu. So he can see Krishna and Vishnu everywhere. In different kinds of human beings, in different social orders, different animals, bear, cow, elephant, even yung mga trees. So meron siyang equal vision, nakikita niya lahat. He could see souls everywhere. He could see Krishna everywhere. So if one received this knowledge, he could be in this situation. He could realize. It is not just meron ka ng psychedelic vision. No. We learned it from hearing. Then we will realize. Then we could see, realize from sa paligid. You will not hurt a person because masasaktan siya. And si Krishna nandun din sa puso niya. You don't want to hurt. So that's equal vision. And P is peace. If you read this verse, and those who attended yesterday's special Sunday Love Feast class, this was the verse. Bhaktaram Vignatapasham Sarvaloka Maheswaram Suirda Sarvabhutanam Yatvamam Shantim Richati. Shantim is Shanti. Om Shanti 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 Om. Peace. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. Bhaktaram, yagna tapasham, yagna is sacrifices, tapasham is austerities, the yoga asanas are austerities. Lahat ng to is si Krishna nakakatanggap nun. If you offer it to demigods, if a materialistic person worships the money, material things, if one worships the planet, the universe, lahat ng yon papunta pa rin kay Krishna. Kung sa demigods man yan, lahat yun in-offer, yung na-receive ng mga demigods, i-offer din nila kay Krishna kasi devotee sila ni Krishna. Sila Lord Shiva, may chanting beads din sila. Sila Ganesh, they're the one helping isulat yung inaaral natin ngayon, yung scriptures, decompiled. Sila Lord Brahma, siya yung tumutulong para ma-maintain, mag-create pa. Lahat sila, devotee ni Krishna. Material things, ganun din. Money, is an energy of Krishna also. So these are indirectly connecting to Krishna. But the process of Bhakti Yoga, it's an elevator process. We want to directly connect to Him. Kaya personalist tayo. We're trying to know Krishna personally. Yung pinaka-small details. Pinaka-small details, even yung small hair niya sa chest, malalaman natin. Yung favorite niyang flower, favorite niyang bee. May mga pangalan ng mga friends niya. Ganun level. Kumbaga pag may idol ka or fan ka ng isang K-pop or in love na in love ka sa isang tao, diba? I-stalk mo lahat ng pinost niya doon sa Facebook niya. Maliit na detalye, kahit 10 years ago. If you're in love, lalo na kay Krishna, just natin mas malaman maliliit na details about Him. And how He wants us to relate to him and live our lives. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, Sarva is all, Loka is planets. He is the Lord of all the demigods. Lahat ng demigods worshiping him kasi sa kanya rin galing yon. Even the planets. Planets are the places of demigods. Doon sila nakatira. Like Surya, he's living in the Vivashvan, he's living in the sun, Surya. Even Chandra, he's living in the moon planet. I think Chandra is moon. And demigods is one demigod is also managing the Chandra. Even the pole star, that's Dhruva Loka, a devotee of Krishna, is managing that. Everything. So that next time papag-usapan natin yung cosmology. Pero siya paano may buhay sa sun planet puro apoy doon. We cannot understand this using our small brains. It is just like paano ka mabubuhay yung isda sa water walang oxygen. So may different body sila for that different environment. Even in the sun planet, may different body that could live in the sun planet. May different body that could live in the moon planet. We may not see them because we don't have the perfect sense of sight to see them. Just like yung hearing natin, we cannot hear may certain decibels lang. Pero a dolphin could hear something na hindi natin naririnig. So may iba-ibang sense. We have imperfect senses. So those are in the scriptures. Kung mahilig kayo sa mga ancient aliens, pinag-usapan yun doon. Pero hindi natin pag-usapan ngayon. Swirdan Sarvabhutana means the well-wisher of every living entities. Because all the living entities is part and parcel of Krishna. They are souls connected to Krishna. Lahat ng yon si Krishna wants and wishes wellness for everyone. Ano yung ultimate wellness na yon? To be connected to Him in the right time. Pwede niyang pilitin nyo, Radha, siya ba't din ang gawa ni Krishna na siya naman yung ultimate na yung Supreme Personality of Godhead eh. One click, pwede naman niya gawin na love siya uli ng ng lahat ng soul or connected tayo lahat sa Kanya, hindi tayo mahirapan. So we're trying to revive our love sa Supreme, kay Krishna. Pero, here's the trick. Here's the reality. If you have a partner, tapos araw-arawin mo siya, mag-I love you ka sa akin. Mag-I love you ka sa akin. Di ba love mo ako? I love you ka sa akin. Kahit pilitin mo siya ng pilitin, tapos pwede siya mag-I love you sa'yo, hindi mo mararamdaman na love ka niya kasi pinipilit mo lang siya. Kasi love could not be forced. So si Krishna is the supreme controller. Pero he left a free will sa atin na we could turn our back to him or go closer to him. Come closer to him. That is our free will. We could use our yoga, the asanas and all, for us to be able to control the senses, for us to be able to reawaken the love to him, to perform bhakti. That is our choice. That is our free will. So, lahat ng desire ni Krishna is for us to be connected to Him. Well-wisher siya. Hindi siya yung nagsasabi na, dapat nasa hell ka lang, eternally nasa hell ka. I think grade school, nung inaaral namin yun sa school na yan. Catholic school. Tapos, kapag may ginawa kang masama, tapos hindi ka napag-confess bago ka mamatay, you'll be eternally living in hell. Tapos, naging question ko yun. Sabi ko, paano yun pag merong masamang tao nang rape siya ilang beses, mag-murder siya ng ilang beses, 'di ba? He live his life very sinfully. Tapos nagko-confess siya. Bago siya mamatay, nag-confess siya uli. Forever ba siya sa heaven nun? Tapos yung isa is he lives a religious life. Nagkamali siya bandang huli, hindi siya napag-confess, forever sa hell. Eternal na siya sa hell. So I was questioning the fairness. Sabi nila God is fair. Paano naging fair yun? So I could live. Siyempre, makulit ako nung bata nun. Di pwede pala ako magloko lang tapos magko-confess lang ako bandang huli. I-make sure ko bago ako mamatay nakapag-confess ako. So, pero of course, I see inequality and injustice with that. So, um, ayun yung ano, ayun yung fairness ni Krishna. Hindi niya i-wish na forever mapunta sa hell yung isang tao. A certain time, based on a certain karma na ginawa niya. Pero si Krishna, ang gusto lang niya, closer tayo sa kanya. Wa- when we take one step closer to Krishna, He will take 100 steps towards us. Yung the rest ng hellish planets, yung law of nature, yung energy na bahala niya doon. Hindi siya directly. Just want us to be closer to Him. That is Bhakti Yoga. So, gano'ng katitalyado in spirituality, in life, yung scriptures. Si Krishna mismo nag-explain nun. So, that is peace because He's the ultimate friend. Swirdam Sarababhutanam. Knowing this, bakit peace? One could experience individual peace, the peace of mind, peace in heart. And also, imagine if yung lahat ng tao is thinking about living like this, Krishna conscious sila. Alam naman nila si Krishna lahat may ari eh. Ba't sila mag-aaway over piece of island? No. West Philippine Sea ba to or South China Sea or ano? Diba? Tapos kailangan mo namin buhay na masira or mag-suffer na ibang tao dahil just for the title. So if one is thinking right, na he knows Krishna owns everything, there's world peace. This is the peace formula, collectively and individually. So that is step. Yung next chapter natin, napakabilis na mangyayari. So hold tight. Stay in the world, be the lotus. Remain the purity by the practice of sadhana and the association. There are three doers, us, the soul, Krishna, and the material nature. We could desire, Krishna would hear it palagi, kahit di mo sabihin sa kanya. Sometimes yung mga desire natin, bibigay niya basta-basta na hindi natin alam. We want to seek to Him. We want to seek Krishna. Then you will receive a book about Krishna, about Him. You want to know God. Then you'll receive a book na may details about sa Kanya. So sabi nga, hindi incident na magkakasama tayo ngayon. We may be together in the past lives and kailangan natin mag-reconnect para ituloy yung spiritual activities natin. And the material nature will be fulfilling because of Krishna's sanction. Fulfill na yung mga desire ng souls. That is the three doers. Equal vision, one sees that all the living entities is a soul and nakikita nila si Krishna everywhere as well. So one attains peace collectively, individually, if one is connected to Krishna. So that is a step. So inhale, we have 15 minutes to finish this chapter. Then exhale. This is session 2.6.2, Essence of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga. This is pertaining to the Eightfold Yoga System. Kasama doon. Easy, yung ating acronym. Bakit easy? Kasi sabi ni Krishna kay Arjuna, nung gagawin mo, pupunta ka sa forest. Tapos mag-perform ka ng asanas mo doon. Mag-renounce ka, magiging beggar ka. Iwanan mo tong duty mo dito. You want to be in immature spiritualist. Hindi mo ba alam kung gaano kahirap yung pinapasok mo, Arjuna? Easy kasi hindi siya easy. In-explain ni Krishna kung bakit hindi easy to. Yung gusto gawin in-explain ni Krishna kay Arjuna kung bakit hindi ganun kadali. Sabi niya sa letter E, enemy or friend. One performs yoga to control the mind. Control the sense to control the mind. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. Even one performs a lot of austerities and penances, the yoga, the asanas, he could not easily control the mind. It will be easy if one engages the mind, the senses. If one is just suppressing it, nah, sabi ni Krishna, it's not easy, Arjuna. Masyadong long cut yung gagawin mo. Long process. It's risky. Pag di mo na kumpleto yan, baliwala. Sabi niya, kasi if you perform the Ashtanga Yoga, not just Ashtanga flow, the eight folds of yoga system, Yama Niyama, Dhyana, Pranayama, Dharana, Samadhi, Asanas. Sobrang hirap nito. You must do this in seclusion sa forest na walang mag-iistorbo sa'yo ng mga animals and insects, ng mga ibon. Dapat perfectly silent. You must practice celibacy, not just by the act of sexual intercourse, but also in the mind. One must be in strict regulation in sleeping and eating. Sabi nga, a yogi have a regulation in sleep, not too much, not too little, and in food, not too much, not too little. The yogi will sit in perfect erect position, not just for hours per day, not just days per month, but years and years. Kung nakita mo dito yung Ashtanga Yogi na to, tinubuan na siya ng matted hair, ng dreadlocks niya. Diyan nang galing yung dreadlocks sa matted hair. Nakita niyo yung mga nagababas. Siya yung source ng mga Rastafarian. Focusing his consciousness on the Supreme Soul within. So this is the latter part na nung mga yogis, near to perfection na sila. Hindi na sila nag-focus lang sa mystic powers. They will realize na kailangan nila mag-focus to Krishna within. He must ignore mental and bodily distraction. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-stretch ng gano'n. Perfectly still ka dapat. Unwavering meditation for many years. And he have to maintain complete stillness, silence, and focus. Focusing on Krishna within. So, ganun kahirap yun, sabi ni Krishna kay Arjuna. Pag di mo natapos yan, baliwala. That is success or failure. So, ayun yung sa gitna. Pero puntahan naman natin si impersonalists. If si impersonalists, yung mga nag-meditate sa nothingness, sa light, pag di nila na perfecto this lifetime tapos namatay sila, ano mangyayari sa kanila next life? Zero, yung sagot ni Krishna. Wala. Yung meditation nila, wala. Di ba? Gusto nila pumunta sa light, diba? Kung di nila perfect yung baliwala, next life, back to zero sila. If one, a meditator or a yogi, doesn't perfected this spiritual practice, tapos namatay siya this lifetime, that lifetime, he may be either going back to zero, if nandun pa lang siya sa process sa mysticism or asanas lang, pwedeng zero, baliwala. Next life, pwedeng ipapractice mo yun, kailangan masanay uli yung muscle mo. Siyempre, baby ka mag-start uli nun. Mag-aaral ko uli maglakad saka magsalita. Suffering kaya yung mga baby kasi they want to communicate pero hindi sila makapagsalita. Kaya iyak na lang sila. Or if they are in the process na yung focusing on the supreme within, nandun sila sa end part na nung practice na to, na narealize nila dapat pala mag-focus ako kay Krishna within. Kasi baliwala, yung mga powers ko is just material. If dito sila napunta, tapos namatay sila, hindi na perfecto, next life, they may be born in the rich family, aristocratic family, and or a spiritually inclined family. Para ma-practice na nila yung Bhakti Yoga, next step na, hindi na meditator, maging Bhakti Yoga na sila. Either or. But if one who practice Bhakti Yoga, if hindi niya matapos this lifetime, there is no loss sa activities niya. It is just like spiritual bank account. Maghuhulog ka, mag-withdraw ka palagi. Yung chanting mo, naghuhulog ka ng spiritual bank account nun. Yung studying mo, yung reading mo, yung service na ginagawa natin, bank account yon, spiritual bank account. If one dies, hindi niya matapos 100%, next life, itutuloy niya yon. If you stop 80%, 81% ka next life. You'll have the arrangement na it's either and or aristocratic family and spiritually inclined family na easily ma-practice mo yung Bhakti Yoga closer to Krishna. You'll be born in the community na si Krishna lang yung sa paligid. Tutuloy-tuloy mo lang. Kasi you're connecting spiritually kay Krishna, not the materially. So that's the success or failure of a yogi. He will not come back to zero if one is practicing Bhakti Yoga. Because one is directly and personally connecting to Krishna. So, 6.47, if you've read this, Krishna said, sa maraming yoga practices, Arjuna, in-explain niya kay Arjuna. Parang di mo na daanan, Arjuna, i-explain ko na sa'yo. Hindi siya gano'n kadali. Kung ano yung sinasabi ko, ayun pa rin mas madali. That's the purpose of guru, spiritual teachers. Parang di mo na daanan yung success and failure, trial and error. Ito na yung the best way for you. Sabi niya, Yoginam apisar veshyam, madgantena antar atmana, saradavan bhajate yomam, same yuktatamu mataha. And of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately, take note of the word, intimately united with me in yoga. And is the highest of all. That is my opinion. Sa lahat ng practice ng yoga, ng mga transcendentalists, those who practice Bhakti Yoga, because of course, connected kay Krishna, kinikilala siya personally, si Krishna rin is reciprocating. Yung nagpa-practice ng Bhakti Yoga is intimately united kay Krishna. Because we're trying to be intimate with Him, knowing Him 100%. Lahat ng detalye about kay Krishna. Laging iniisip si Krishna. Laging nag-provide ng loving service. Hindi lang service, hindi lang routine service, but loving service with love and devotion, connection niya kay Krishna. So if may manliligaw sa'yo, yung isa, kilala ka lang, pinapadala ka lang ng pera, tapos yung isa, lagi ka iniisip, lagi kang tina-text, lagi pinupuntahan ka, kinikilala yung family mo, tapos kinikilala ka, may maganda relationship sa'yo sa family. Diba? May love, nararamdaman mo yung love niya through his actions. Sino yung sasagutin mo? Yung nagkapadala lang sa'yo sa Gcash? Or yung, yung effort with love and personal? Krishna is equal to everyone. Pero may special treatment din siya dun sa mga devotees niya kasi they're connected. And He will be pleased if that person na connected sa Kanya is trying to help others as well. That is yoga, the connection of this, all the connections. That is to link, the meaning of yoga, to link. That is easy kasi hindi siya madali. Our mind could be our enemy and friend. Mas magiging madaling maging friend ng mind natin kapag we're connected to Krishna. Automatic na yun. One practices Ashtanga Yoga, hindi siya ganun kadali. Kasi it has a lot of requirements. Sobrang daming yaman nito, rules and regulation ng isang yoga asana. It cannot be finished in 200 or 300 hours of certification na training. Lifetime yung pag-practice ng yaman pa lang ng yoga neto. Pati yung mga pranayama and all, hanggang maubos mo yung 8 folds of yoga. So what we're doing, I'm doing also asanas, if you don't know, nag-yoga asana din ako. Kanina natapos ako. So yung ginagawa ng karamihan ng tao is yoga asanas. Very little percent lang ng kabuuan ng isang yoga. Ng yoga. But ultimately, we want to be successful yogi. Kasi yung ibang part ng yoga, they could just go back to zero. Pero the practice of bhakti yoga, if one dies, if one stop, tutuloy lang niya yung tutuloy yan. And Krishna is in much favor. He will make such arrangement para matuloy-tuloy siya. And because the yogi who is trying to be personally connected to him is in favor palagi si Krishna. So alam mo na kung sino yung sasagutin mo sa dalawang manliligaw mo. Perfect analogy. So before tayo mag-picture, may assignments tayo. Sa Bhagavad Gita, sa Bhagavad Gita, just review the notes. If you're not finished sa ibang assignments, you could catch up. For our meditation class, we have an activity. Tapos tayo sa pagkilala sa sarili natin. In discussion, pero continue natin i-discover yung may journey to self-discovery. So, the assignment is one should connect with minimum of 3 souls sa group natin. You can check sa group chat or dito. Even those or inactive ones, pwede mo silang i-chat. By sending them private message, PM. First, we must introduce ourselves. Express your reason, bakit sila yung nakausap mo, sila yung kinausap mo. So you could appreciate their character, you were inspired by them, you're curious. Then ask this two things. Tanong mo sa kanila, ano yung 3 things na nagpapasaya sa kanila and bakit? And tanong mo rin, ano yung 3 things na would make them feel sad and bakit? Try to get to know personally. Then after the conversation, you say your well wishes to end the conversation. I wish you well. I wish you good health. I wish you mental um, stability and peace and spiritual strength. Pwedeng ganon. It's up to you kung ano yung example naman nakalagay dyan. Then bukas, we will have a short sharing sa mga experiences natin. Kung paano yung experience when we ask these questions and yung tayo yung tinanong. So you could say or you could note something sa mga experiences ninyo. So minimum of 3 souls. Try to connect to others. So picture muna tayo everyone. Maraming salamat for being with us this Monday morning. Yes. It's always nice to start the day and the week with you, Hare Krishna. Hello, Riza, together with your sweet dog. I have a dog also, a Boston Terrier. Dating-dati pa yan. Burado na rin siya. I stopped um I stopped collecting tattoos siguro 8 years na. 8 years. Oy, si David nag-drive. Ingat, ingat. 2 hands in the wheel. Sige, picture tayo everyone. Sige, antayin nga. So, ayos na camera. Smile kayo ah. Nakalag lang iba. Inantay ko lang umiti na sila. Yan. Awesome, awesome. Si Carlo nagluluto uli, no? Pavan. Cooking time niya to, ano? Yan. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. One more, 1, 2, 3. Isa pa. 1, and 2, 3. Wonderful. Thank you very much, my dear Prabhus and Matajis, my soul sisters and soul brothers. Please do become a a soul or a spiritual warrior by becoming a lotus. Marami tayong mga challenges and kanya-kanyang battlefield. We must be sensitive enough sa paligid natin Na lahat may dinadaanan sila. Lahat may kanya-kanyang battles. Lahat may kanya-kanyang stages. So we must be um, just like a lorus. Di tayo basta-basta mahahawa sa paligid by having our sadhana strong, our association strong. And also, we should be the instrument para mapasa yung purity dun sa iba. Even without speaking. Just by our actions. Last time I checked, action speaks louder than words. So, Hare Krishna, maraming maraming salamat. Mervin, Charles, Hare Krishna, Riza, Janice, Candy, KD, Hare Krishna, Raul, Hare Krishna, Kara. Nakapag-chant ka today sa anong Sunday, Kara. Chantal, Hare Krishna. Di pa ako naka-reply sa chat natin. Kaiser, Ben, Sipat, Hare Krishna, David, Pavan, and Carlo, Raul, Rizal, Hare Krishna. Hello kay Zay, saka Uzayas, Janine, Pau, Hare Krishna, friends. Jessica, Ellie, Pascual, Jeshri, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Good morning. If you want to also have a kitchen coach, just like si Pat, may isang cook dito sa temple who helps with the recipes and transition, and you just be friends with them para matuto tayo magluto ng mga Sattvic food. Just let me know. Kasi pupunta rin tayo dun sa topic na yon. Pero for now, please, 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 ingat kayo palagi. Doble ingat when you go out. Some of you I will see if nasa Manila ako. Just let me know. Baka nasa Manila uli ako ng Wednesday. Let's see. Hare Krishna. So, if you're doing something, your errands, please do so. And if you want to stay for some time, question and answer portion tayo. Yeah, we have some question from Rule. The population will continue to grow kasi marami pa rin ang hindi Krishna conscious. They can escape the cycle of the cannot escape the cycle of birth and death. Actually, the populations that the amount of soul in the material world is um, sobrang dami. Hindi lang population ng tao. Even sa loob ng human body, ang daming population ng iba't ibang entities dyan. Diba? Bacterial lives, pati sa mga animals, pati sa mga nature, sobrang dami. But what we want is for us and everyone to go back home, back to Krishna then. So, it will not just grow. Maybe parang tingin natin dumadami yung mga tao, pero the souls in the material world is sobrang dami. Madami na sa hellish planet, marami na sa heavenly planet, marami na sa iba't ibang body. Our goal is to become Krishna conscious and to make them Krishna conscious as well. Napakaganda. We cannot escape, sabi nga ni Raul Prabhu. We cannot escape the cycle of birth and death unless one become Krishna conscious. Stop that karma. Why do monks, yogis wear dhoti and kurta? Some are yellow, white, and orange. What are the significance of the colors? White, mostly are those who are in Grihastha ashram. Ashram means house or place to live in. So those who have families, Grihastha ashram, they wear white. Those who wear yellow are those who are students mostly. And those who wear orange are those who are practicing celibacy. So we will talk about this. This is Varna. Varna is the soldier, the brahmana, the priest, the worker. Brahmana, the soldier, the kshatriya, the businessmen, and the workers, sudras. Merong ashram. Yung tanong mo is ashram. Merong mga sannyasis, those who are becoming gurus. Pero may mga nagiging guru din na naka-wear ng white, families. Those who are brahmacharis, wearing orange sila. Sannyasis and brahmacharis are wearing orange. Yellow, iba sa kanila mga young brahmacharis, mga students, or gurukuls. That's the significance, knowing that. Krishna. Si Janice, how can we connect with each other? Will all of us be tagged sa FB? I mean, sa group pics nation natin. Group pics natin today. You can see sa group chat natin. Are you active ba sa group chat natin, Miss Janice? Mataji? If not, you can check your um yes, yes, yan. So you can check. Pwede mo tignan yung mga pictures natin para dun sa mga active. You could connect also, try to connect sa mga inactive. So pwede ring gawin yon. Siyempre, you could hopefully makita ng mga tao. So always check your message request. Baka may nag-message sa inyo. Yan, yan, yan. Nice to know, nice to own a dory. Pwedeng gawin kumot kung mag-camping or travel. Yes, yes. You can travel. Ako pag nag-travel ako, ganito palagi. Mahirap lang minsan, it will take a lot of space sa sampayan. Laki kasi. Especially saris for the matatis, for the ladies. Mas mahaba yun than the dhoti. Kasi they're wearing one long cloth from down to up. Yan. Gusto ni Charles mag-dhoti? Sure. Next time pagpunta nyo rito, you can wear dhotis. We have sa gift shop then. I have one but I don't know how to wear. Ay, meron ka, KD? Sige. Um, Nagtingin ako sa YouTube, wala yung proper way how to, to wear. Pero I could teach you one day. Zoom or sa pagpunta rito, you could wear. When program tayo rito. You got it from Singapore, KD? Yes, sure, sure. Pabili ng dhoti, yes. Try nating maggawa ng live selling sa gift shop. Or mag-page doon. Ang daming laman ng gift shop dito. Pero hindi sila active online. Daming incense, daming chanting beads, ang daming. So, re-request natin yan sa mga nag-handle ng gift shop. Before kasi palaging active to for the retreats. People are renting the place for teachers training, mga yoga retreats. We don't have a regular yoga rito. Mostly mga teachers saka youth studios. And mostly ibang bansa. Pero we're planning to open it locally. Nag-open na kami before pre-pandemic. Unti-unti locally. Pandemic. But now we're trying to make retreats. Baka February after renovations. Mag-day retreats dito. I'll invite everyone. You can come and visit. It is the place is Braj Eco Village. It is near San Pablo, or if you know the Hidden Valley Spring, katabi lang namin siya. I mean talagang yung falls, yung water going to the Hidden Valley Spring nasa property ng temple. We have falls on the back. Tapos, a big land, the farm. So, sure. Magkikita tayo. Pagpunta niyo rito, with Dottie. You can wear the tilak as well. Diba? Si KD, hindi ko na pwede ko na kalbuhin kasi kalbo na siya. Diba? Yan. So, thank you very much, everyone. Tuloy-tuloy lang. Chant your rounds. Exciting bukas kasi it will be much more interactive. We're trying to get to know each other. As well as malaman natin paano ba yung spiritual way to connect sa paligid. Because the highest kind of friendship is spiritual friendship. It is not based on ulterior motives, pero yung spiritual friendships the highest because pareho kayong sabay-sabay naghahilahan, hindi pababa, naghihilahan palapit kay Krishna. So that's spiritual friendship. And that's the most actually treasure ngayon eh. Sobrang hirap maganap ng genuine friend na walang ulterior motive. And those you will find in your spiritual tribe. Your, sabi nga nila, spiritual squad. Tawag nila dun sa first batch. Spiritual squad. And I'm happy and I'm honored and humbled to have you as my spiritual squad. So tuloy-tuloy pa tayo. Madaming pa to. Madami tayong matutunan sa bawat isa that we could apply in our daily lives. Pahabol, can we possibly have a deity worship at home? We will have a little home, little temple course, how to make our home our own temple, small temple. A course after neto, it will be prasadam course, cooking course yon. Afternoon is little temple. Then you can apply it, have a small altar or sacred space. It will automatically create your home as your um, temple. Si KD meron din siyang deity. Si Krishna nang hihingi ng ano, ng lado, ng sweets. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much, Charles. See you again. If you're gonna be free palagi sa umaga, you can join. And sama-sama tayo mag-chant. So finish your rounds today, ha? And read some book. And do the assignments. Hare Krishna, Rizal, Bhagavad. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Hare Krishna. High five.